Hello there! I am Bia, the artist of Tinkalila Arts. Today I wanted to talk about, in my opinion, the top 3 mistakes I see artists make when they start selling their items through an online shop, whether that be through Etsy, some other service, or their own website. The first mistake I see people making is that their prices are too low to actually cover costs and fees. New sellers especially tend to make this mistake. As someone who just started selling, you may just be excited to get your stuff out there, and you might be inclined to make your prices cheap because you think no one will buy it if it's more expensive. But if you do this, you can end up making no profit at all. There can be a lot of unexpected costs when you start an online shop. Business cards, packaging, shipping envelopes and boxes, shipping fees, Etsy fees, taxes. These costs can add up faster than you might imagine. To give you an example, these aren't real numbers from my business, but these are similar to the kinds of purchases I make for my business. Let's say that you sell small items that you package in a small plastic bag and ship in a poly mailer. Let's assume you buy supplies in bulk to get the cheapest options you can. So if you divide the bulk costs of your items, maybe your plastic bags cost 10 cents per order, your business cards cost 25 cents per order, your poly mailers cost 40 cents, the Etsy listing fee is 20 cents per item, and then Etsy takes out even more fees for, let's say, another 20 cents. That's already $1.15 lost, not even considering the price to make the item you're selling and taxes taken out later, all of which could add up to an overall total of $3 or so. On a small, low-priced item, you can see how these costs can really add up in an unexpected way. If the item was selling for $5, you'd only be making $2 in profit for all the time you've spent designing, making, packaging, and marketing the item. To avoid this very common mistake, make sure to calculate all of your costs for every item available on your shop. When you buy materials in bulk, compare various options to get the best price, and then divide that price by the quantity of the supply you're receiving to get the amount that you are paying for each individual material. Then you'll be able to subtract this cost from the price of your item and see what your profit actually looks like. Adjust your prices as necessary so that you are making the amount of profit you want to be making. The second mistake I see artists making with their online shops is not finding the best price shipping options for their customers. Shipping can be a confusing mess if you don't know what you're doing, and lots of companies want to sell you wildly overpriced shipping. High shipping prices can turn away potential customers and cut into your profits. If you let Etsy pick your shipping methods automatically, you might not be getting the lowest price you can. Instead, you should seek out your own solutions to shipping and only make available the shipping options that work best for your shop. I personally use a website called pirateship.com to handle a lot of my shipping. It's free to use, no monthly subscription fee, and has some of the lowest shipping prices I have ever seen, especially for international. This obviously isn't sponsored, I just think it's a really useful service. You might find that your customers have been paying higher shipping prices for your items than was necessary. In this situation, you could choose to reduce the cost to potentially bring in even more buyers, or you could continue charging the same amount to customers for shipping, while the actual shipping cost may be a couple dollars less than what's paid. This frees you up to move shipping-related costs over to being covered by the shipping fee. For example, the extra might go to buying envelopes and packing tape, which can allow for the price of the item itself to be cheaper for your customers and can encourage them to buy more items in one order for the same shipping price. The third and final mistake I see sellers making is not having a plan for scalability. What is scalability in business? It is a business's capacity to grow to meet increased demand. Essentially, this is when customers want to buy more stuff, but you're not able to keep up. If your business can't grow to meet potential demands in the future, you can end up missing out on profit and overworking yourself. One example of this, let's say, is an artist who makes handmade items that are time-consuming to make, that only they know how to make, and that they only sell at a small profit. If this business went viral on social media and had 200 orders the next day, they would be very ill-equipped to handle it, and they wouldn't be benefiting from it as much as they could be. The items are time-consuming to make. Making 200 would take too long, and customers would be annoyed that their items didn't arrive when they were supposed to. They're the only person who knows how to make the item, so no one else can help them. They only sell at a small profit, so even when they've done all these orders, they may not have even been paid at minimum wage for doing it. This is what happens when you don't have a plan for your business's scalability. Luckily, there are a lot of different ways that you can address this, and you can pick whichever methods work best for your business. If items are time-consuming to make, Create items in large batches and work in steps so that you're working on the same thing at the same time with each batch. Become a master at making this item so that you are as efficient as possible. When you save yourself time, you save yourself money. If you are the only person who knows how to make the items you make, consider teaching someone else to do it, or at least have a plan for how you might teach someone else to do it if the time ever comes. If a friend or family member can help you out when you're flooded with orders, you can cut the amount of time you're spending in half. Having a list of steps you take to create any item you sell can still help you in the long run, even if you never plan to teach anyone how to help you, because you can easily forget what all the steps are that you go through if you haven't made that item in a while. Having a list to check that you did every step will save your precious energy and peace of mind. Finally, ensuring your business's scalability can be as easy as raising your prices. As long as your prices are high enough to pay for you to work at the wage you choose for the amount of time that it takes you to make an item, you would be set to be a full-time artist. While lower prices bring in more customers, higher prices bring in more profit for less work. If your item is priced double what it was before and half the amount of people buy it because of the price raise, that means you're making the same amount of money for doing half the work, freeing you up to work on other things. Obviously, you need to see what works for your business. If you double your prices and now no one is buying instead of half the amount of people buying, then your audience doesn't think that item is worth that price and you need to readjust. But you can still benefit from this principle by placing the price somewhere in between. Those are the top 3 mistakes I think artists make when starting an online shop. Let me know in the comments, have you done any of these things? I definitely have at some points. And what other mistakes do you think artists make when selling online? Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Tinkalila. See you next time. Bye!